What is going on, Alpha Hunters? Hope everybody's having a very terrific Thursday. We are seeing a little bit of bearishness, like almost nothing going on in the market today. Gotta check and see what's going on like rotation and stuff like that. So we'll see. Didn't really have a huge gap today. Little micro gap up, and then basically pulled back there the first 45 minutes. Kind of an interesting one. A little bit of a bump there for like next 25 minutes, 30 minutes or so. And then we've been pulling back about the past 15. That is how the day kind of looks. As far as the Qs, didn't really gap either. Kind of the same pattern, kind of just pulled back first 45 and a little bit of bounce there. Pulling back past 15. Currently down 0.2%. SPY's currently down about 0.15%. IWM, nice little gap up here, and it pulled back pretty good there in the first 45 minutes. And yeah, I mean, not really getting on the horse here as far as the IWM. Nice 0.3% gap up there. A little bit of a run. IWM currently down 0.4%. DIA currently down 0.1%. Nice little gap up. Pulled back first 45, a little bit of a bounce. See if it's trying to roll over here the past 15-20 minutes. Same thing here with the RSP. A little gap up, a little bit of a drop there the first second 5 minutes, but same kind of deal. Okay. As far as RSP, I mean, we're making our way back down to that low that we put in on Tuesday. Did have quite a bit of volume that came in yesterday here on the RSP. Could be because of inflation data. Yeah, interesting. RSP has that volume, but DA does not. Yeah, I mean, it seems like we're probably set up for a little bit more of a pullback, more resting across some of these markets. IWM has had some pretty good pullback days past few days, getting close to that 10 EMA. Definitely not wanting to take that bearish right now, but back below previous all-time high area. So we broke through last week, obviously with the election here on the IWM, all-time highs. But this week we gapped up and we've come down. So outside of Monday, every day has been bearish there on the IWM. So could be a weekly false breakout. We'll have to just wait and see. Qs, even though it's been not exactly bullish, it also has not exactly been hugely bearish. Now, at least not like the IWM has been, but definitely seems like it's just kind of more of flag pattern waiting for some moving averages to come up to support it and push it higher. Same kind of deal here with the SPY. Not doing a great deal of anything here. Okay, not a lot going on today. VIX continuing to drop off. So we're not going to get that. It doesn't look like we're going to get that bounce back. Okay, so we had that finally that closed below the August low yesterday on the VIX. Was curious to see if we did see that close, if we were gonna see a bounce today on the VIX, which we're not seeing the bounce on the VIX, but we are seeing the bearishness on the market. So that's kind of an interesting one. I mean, we're not seeing a great deal of bearishness, but it's okay. The DXY, look at this thing is just a monster, man. It's a monster. Look at this thing, has absolutely shattered these highs. Now, this is a huge upper wick. Would not want to be bullish. Not right now. I'm not saying be bearish, but I just don't think you want to be bullish with that kind of a daily upper wick there. Yeah, ran bullish overnight and then just has been giving it back since early morning. So, anyways, DXY, huge run, but seems like it's losing its luster. So the GLD, which is going to be interesting here with the GLD, because the GLD gold is actually slightly negative. Now we know, I mean, in my opinion, we've had some pretty big technical breakdowns here over the past week and a half. I think you're probably just looking for really solid support and resistance levels. I think we're going to be getting really close to one here soon at that 100 moving average. And you know what? That's not going to be a bad spot. But this one, these little double top highs back from the spring, oof, that would be a solid area around 225, 226 area. So yeah, if you can get it down there, I think those will be some pretty good spots. 10-year yield, kind of just hanging out, not really doing a whole lot. Nice little retest, check down lower wick yesterday. A little bit of a doji action. Did take out the high actually from last Wednesday there on the 10-year yield side. As far as the 10 and 2 inversion, you can see it's not really doing a whole lot. Across the yield curve, they're all kind of moving together. HYG, high yield corporate bonds, not really doing a whole lot of anything here either. Just kind of still consolidating right on top of that 10 EMA. And I would really want to see this thing start to push higher soon. I think a couple days ago we kind of talked about looking for this pullback to the 10 EMA and taking that bullish and probably having your stop loss down here. You've gotten multiple days of consolidation here on top of that 10 EMA. Honestly, if you did do this, I would be moving your stop loss up under this 20 EMA, under the 20 EMA, and probably just below this upper wick back from October 30th. That's what I would look to do, because if we break through all that, you're going to come all the way back down to the 50 at least. Maybe just break that too, because that's a tough one. Yeah, but I would definitely move it up, because you want to see us start to push higher going forward. But if we don't, we just drop off. We're probably making a run back down to these lows. Back from late October, 50 EMAs a little bit above that, but I wouldn't count on just the 50 holding the line if all this couldn't before. LQD, investment grade corporate bonds. A little bit of a gap up today, just kind of hanging out. Okay, it's going to be a pretty important zone here. I know that. Yeah, I mean we did break through that 100 moving average. Obviously, over the past week and a half, we did kind of retest into that 100 moving average, but we went a little bit higher than that. Went up to the 50 EMA, and that's where we come back down this week. So, are we going to make a run back down to that 200? Honestly, it makes sense to me, but doesn't mean we have to. The TLT is the one that, man, just not a great picture here, because it broke down that 200 moving average, and it retested into that 200 moving average the beginning part of this week, the end of last week. So that's not exactly great. And if you look at the weekly, I mean, all we got is sideways consolidation here for the past 2 years. I mean, yeah, going all the way back to October, November 22. I mean, just sideways consolidation here. And I mean, you see a lot of volume that came in last week with this lower wick on the weekly. So if we get back below last week with how much kind of, you can see all the moving averages here on a weekly time frame on the TLT that is just kind of bundled up here. I mean, we could set up in a pretty good directional move there for a while. You can see like how consolidated and bundled up they were back here in late 2021. And once you broke that down, they just kind of went. So yeah, I mean, they're bundled up pretty good here. If it goes on a run, it might go for a ways. So anyways, yeah, if we break last week's low there on the TLT, that'd be, might set in some nervous finger biting. As far as sector rotation on the day, energies look like they got a pretty good bounce on the open. There you go. Utilities outperforming pretty good. Energies as well. Financials, communications, tech, staples, all kind of outperforming there. Materials underperforming, which is interesting because, I mean, I wouldn't think the materials be getting hit that hard with how much the dollar just threw a huge upper wick on the daily. Discretionaries, real estate underperforming, healthcare, industrials also underperforming. As far as intraday performance, this is kind of interesting. We're seeing some pretty good rotation outside of that first 30 minutes. Maybe in really probably after the first 15 minutes. Yeah. Utilities outperforming pretty good there on a daily. Staples doing pretty good. Financials outperforming. Materials, communications in line with the market there. Energies underperforming. Healthcare underperforming. Tech underperforming. Discretionaries and industrials at the lower end of the day.